Hey everybody, Brandon here, and for today's video I'm going to be taking a look at something that just recently happened this morning, which was Apple releasing a few new products. And one of those products, as you can see from the Apple homepage, is OSX Lion. This was currently Apple talked about this last, I believe, back in October or September of 2010. It's been a while, and they showed off a little bit more of it in June. And many have been waiting to get their hands on this. I don't own any Macs. However, I have used Macs a lot in the past, and from what I've seen and listened to and watched some of the videos about OSX Lion, is that it's a pretty insane new operating system. I would say that if I had a choice over this or Windows 7, it'd be pretty tough because I've always used Windows 7 as my primary operating system, never on a Mac. And this just looks all awesome. It's so Apple. It's got the GUI. It's just looks cool. I mean, it's something that you would love to use. It just looks like it's very interactive with the user, as well as some of the new, of course, some of the new multi-touch gestures that they introduced into Lion. I'm not going to go into all that because there are some other things I want to talk about in this video other than just Lion. So a little bit more. Again, new king of desktop, of course, that's something that Apple would say. It's available in the Mac App Store for only $30. I do not believe you can earn any. You can't order a copy of this, like a disc. I believe they're going total download, which is, I believe, is awesome. It's better to get away from this physical media that we've continued to use over the past 20 years. It'll be nice when all that's gone and I can just download anything I want without having to worry about going out and waiting for a disc to be mailed to me. I can just instantly download it to my desktop and then just it's ready to go. So that's cool. Scroll down a little bit, and as we can see, they also released two other things, or more like three. They released a new MacBook Air, a new MacBook Mini, and then they also released a new display, I believe, with Thunderbolt. Their kind of USB, Apple's branded technology that is faster, of course, than USB. So we'll take a look at the MacBook Air. Double click. There we go. As you can see, the new, faster MacBook Air. Again, same price as the previous one. $999 for the base model, the 11.6, I believe, and then I think it's about. And then you have the 13.3 inch, which I'll check the price out in a second. So we'll scroll down. Still got the Intel cores, the i5 and the i7, which apparently were just released this morning. They did. I thought they had those in the past MacBook Air, but apparently they only had dual core, and I believe the i3 in the previous MacBook Air. Anyway, so this has the i5 and i7, and they claim that it is 2.5 times faster than the previous versions of the MacBook Air, which is cool, of course. More speed, the better. They also introduced a backlit keyboard, which I love. It's awesome that they finally introduced this into the MacBook Air. I know the MacBook Pros had that for a while, so it's cool that they finally ported it over to the MacBook Air. They also, again, have the high-speed Thunderbolt into it now, which was released by Apple about a year ago, I believe, back in January with the new line, or January or March, sometime in that time frame. When they released new MacBook Airs, they released Thunderbolt. So we'll go over here. Oh, and they also all come pre-installed with OSX Lion, which is awesome. So you don't have to pay the extra $30 to get the upgrade like everybody else who currently has a MacBook or other type of Apple device has to do. So we'll take a look at the prices. Still starting at, I believe they're all the same as the previous models. But the only way you can get the 1.7, or not the 1.7, sorry, the i7 processor is if you go with the 13-inch, I believe, which is understandable. I'd expect that. So yeah, again, nothing really major other than the new processors and then the Thunderbolt. They're all the same, still the same size, and they didn't get smaller, which is kind of surprising. I would have believed they would have at least shrunk it down a little bit more, but what can you do? And again, ships with Lion, which is cool. So now we'll take a look at the Mac Mini, which is right up here. And as you can see, it is still starting, I believe, the same price point at $600. Again, gets shipped with the Lion, sorry, Mac OSX Lion. So we'll scroll down here a little bit more. You can build your Mac, which I'm not gonna do. But one of the interesting things is that they took out the super drive. So now I believe you'll probably have to buy one of those add-ons like the MacBook Air has, so you can use discs or DVDs or watch your DVDs through this, which is understandable. Make it a little bit smaller, which is always good. Okay, so now we're over here. I believe that if we can scroll down and find out some of the new stuff, I'm not quite sure. I believe they got, yeah, here they are. They got the new i5 and i7 processors. I believe they have 2 gigs of more memory. Of course, this is all customizable, so I'm not going to go into a lot of this. 500 gig hard drive. I'll just take a look at the specifications. Dual core Intel Core i5. Yeah, like I said, nothing major there. They got the Thunderbolt port like the MacBook Air did as well. Standard ports like it always had, and you know, just stuff like that. Okay, so now I gotta go back to the store, and then here it is, the new Apple Thunderbolt display. So this is kind of interesting. They always had a 23, and I believe it was a 23-inch and then 27-inch Apple Cinema displays. Well, apparently now they scrapped the 23-inch model, and now it's just a 27-inch display, which is nice, I guess. Kind of don't really understand why they would remove the choice. I guess they just probably weren't making a lot of money off the 23-inch, probably making it more off the 27-inch. So in that case, I could see it. It's probably understandable. Nothing new here other than believe the new FaceTime HD camera is integrated directly into the display, as well as the Thunderbolt port again, which apparently actually everything that I've talked about today has got that integrated into itself one way or another. And then finally, one thing that was kind of shocking that they didn't even post anything about this was that, as you can see, if you're a MacBook current owner, you'll see that right now they do not any longer carry the the standard MacBook in the store anymore. And the MacBook, if you don't know, is basic. It's the model directly below the MacBook Pro. And basically the MacBook was a white plastic. It did not look nearly as good as any of the new Macs that have recently came out in the past year or two with the aluminum. But yeah, they got rid of it. It's no longer there. And I can understand that because the MacBook Air and the MacBook had been the same price. And now with the new MacBook Air, the MacBook Air is more powerful, it's thinner, and it just makes more sense to scrap the MacBook and kind of make the MacBook Air what the MacBook Air is kind of taking the MacBook's place as the kind of the baseline model, which I understand. I doubt they were making any money off of those really. Didn't make much sense, especially again since the MacBook Air is now more powerful than the MacBook. So yeah, that would be the kind of what happened this morning with Apple, and not much else to say. Cool, I guess. I only have an iPod Touch. That's the only Apple device I've ever owned. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and be sure to check out some of the other videos on the Macros Tech channel. Thanks for watching.